It's great.
Okay, so we are here at Beltline with...
My name is SoliSol.
SoliSol, and my name's David.
And Kimberly.
Yeah.
Hey, it's nice to meet
Okay.
you. But yeah, I mean, I was born in New York, and I come from a Jamaican household. My father was Rastafarian. My mother was a Seventh-day Adventist. And so, but being born in the 90s, you know, we was exposed to a lot of Asian culture. So I found a fascination with the Buddhistic philosophies and how they kind of overlapped with my own personal family. Because a Rasta and a Buddha are just men of nature and, you know, thought, you know, philosophers. And so they live strongly by their philosophies. And
What is the philosophy of Rasta?
Rastafari is that they're already at peace because they understand that the second coming of the Father had already had came. And when you understand the second coming had already had came, it puts you in a state of understanding of peace within life. And that, you know, life within self is that we're already within the kingdom. You just have to understand and accept and receive that. With the Buddha, he has an ongoing search with peace, not only just within himself, but to be able to interface with anybody on no matter what walk of life that they come from. They are a little bit, when you get into the Mahayana Buddhism, it's a little bit more complex, but it's a vehicle, you know, it's a stronger vehicle to understand peace. If I can relate Rastafari to any form of Buddhism, it would be Zen. You know, Zen Buddhism and Rastafari have a lot in common because it's direct. It's very simple. It's simple as sitting down and realizing I'm already at peace. But it's one thing for me to tell you that you're at peace. It's another thing for you to realize the reality of it within yourself.
Yeah.
So what do you think in all of your spiritual journey, what's your purpose in life?
To interface. To be able to interface. To be able to connect. I would like to, like even this conversation right now, it's not a strive to try hard. No, that's not the Wu way. You know, that's not the Tao. You know, if you're trying too hard, you're doing something wrong because everything should come natural. You know, if it's not coming natural, then you know you're going against the natural order. But yeah, and I feel like some people, from my Buddhist standpoint, everybody's in their own matrix of understanding. And when you understand what understanding is, it creates the basis of reality that a person can experience. But unless you get past yourself, you know, you won't be able to experience the full spectrum of what reality has to offer.
So let me ask you, in this, do you believe truth is relative? Because I'm...
Oof, it's a question right there.
Yeah, because what you're saying is like you kind of, it's everybody's understanding of their reality, so is truth relative?
It's very unfair, but I would say this, you know, depending on your personal standpoint, your truth might be able to incorporate other people's truths or realities, but sometimes other people's realities might not be able to incorporate with yours because they're not at that level.
Okay. So is there ultimate truth?
There's no ultimate truth.
There is no?
I believe there's an ultimate truth.
Yeah.
You know, but what I understand from human living is that everybody is at their own point of view.
Okay, so if there's ultimate truth, how do I get there?
Find it.
Yeah, how do I find it? Because I know, like, I can tell you, like, this is, you know, or I'll look at your water bottle there. I could tell you it's coffee all day long, right? And I could convince you that was coffee in there, and you could drink it, but I haven't created coffee. Like, I could believe it's coffee. It's not creating coffee, it's water. Like, the ultimate truth that's water. I can believe whatever I want, but I haven't changed the truth. So how do I come into understanding of ultimate truth? Like, how do you do that? Because I love what you're saying, and I love your openness in this, and so I'm poking you a little bit harder because I think you're a deep thinker. So not everybody I give these hard questions to. I'm not giving you snowball questions here
cool.
because you are a deep thinker. So I'm not going to give you a snowball. I'm going to give you a harder question.
That's fair.
Or a softball.
Softball, sorry. Yeah.
And the biggest thing for that is what I've learned from the conceptions of what nirvana is and can be. It's not conceptual words, conceptual words are the maya of man, or the illusion of man, which creates the separateness between me and you because our lack of ability to understand each other's points of view.
Gotcha.
But what is just what is. It's
yeah.
Unspoken.
It's unspoken. This Easter, it was crazy. It was crazy. I came back home. I actually went on a date with this beautiful Indian girl called Shakti.
Where is home?
Home?
You said where you went home? Where is
I
that?
came back home. I have family that's still out here in Snellville, Georgia.
Oh, Snellville, okay.
Yeah. I'm a nomad. I am a nomad, hardly. True. We went on a date. We had a very interesting conversation about Rastafarian and Shiva. We were very elated. And we came out from our date talking about whatever to go into with positivity. The 2 weeks. After me and her was leaving, I got into an argument with this one guy about mathematics. And the police came. I had a warrant for my arrest. I stayed 2 weeks in jail. It was all right. It wasn't too bad.
Over mathematics?
Mathematics!
How do you get in a fight over that?
And
2 plus 2 is not 4. It's 5.
Not
it was
just
a difference
a fight, but an arrested.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
the difference between how many degrees are within a triangle. He was talking about a right triangle. I was talking about the acute triangle. So that goes into truth is relative because I did not know what type of triangle him talk about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the truth
Crazy.
is the truth is the truth. You guys just had the truth
Different
was
understanding.
you had
Yeah.
2 different vantage points.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the, you ever heard the analogy? So we all have religions are the same. They're basically going up to the mountain, and we have different journeys up the mountain, but we ultimately get to the same spot. Have you heard that analogy?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Christianity, we're actually both Christian. We believe that it's God that actually comes down the mountain to you, not you going up the mountain. So it's a different concept, right? You don't have to earn it. He's coming to you.
Within my notes, I have interesting
Yeah.
notes that when I got to a certain level of my journey, it was to stop searching for God and allowing God to find you. That's
exactly.
where I'm currently. Yeah, everyone's looking. It's like, be at peace and allow it to find you.
I like that.
Thank you. When I came back, it was on Easter. I actually came back on Easter Sunday, and the Spirit, the Spirit of Christ. Now, I don't know about y'all, but the Spirit is the idea of the entity. And certain spirits allow themselves to be known to a person at any which case in time. One thing I've learned from watching that, it was a movie. I was real late at night, and it was a movie on, Jesus and the 12 disciples and how he went about, going upon himself, because he never said it, but the people who was around him knew, because the truth should be object. It's always objective. If it comes from my mouth, that's my subjection. But if you see it, and we all see it together, that's objective truth. That's God in His work. Therefore, it's nirvadic. If you mean nirvana is not me telling you what it is. It's the realization.
So how do you experience Jesus? You said you
A lot of people ain't gonna understand. A lot of people. I hope a lot of people do understand it. But even with Jesus, and because for me, I found truth in where different men come to agree, but every man has their own conceptions. But you use their conceptions against them so they can see. You feel me? That we're all really alike. There's a lot of stuff about Jesus Christ that's nirvadic within Himself, nirvanic within Himself.
What does that mean?
Nirvana. Nirvana.
Yeah. Okay.
Within Jesus Himself, you said.
If every man, how can you put nirvana in words? Nirvana is more than words. It's more than what words can describe. If I describe you the difference between samsara and nirvana, you understand you can't have samsara without nirvana. If samsara is the conceptual understanding of man has of reality and his matrix within it and his conceptions and ideas to understand the universe, nirvana is none of that. But you can only understand what nirvana is through experience samsara. Jesus was just that. Jesus was that. Jesus was that.
So who was Jesus when he was here on earth?
Jesus was him.
What do you mean? Jesus was him?
Do you
Was
believe,
he-
that he was a historical figure that lived 2,000 or so years ago?
It doesn't matter what he did or not. It's what his spirit represents.
Okay.
This is what his spirit represents. And you can find his
Was
spirit.
his spirit God?
Oh, yeah. Of course. I would say that. Yeah, he was the definite spirit of God.
Okay.
Like the God, right? The God of the universe, the one that created.
I mean, that's the
all
only
things.
God anybody ever is talking about. Is just that man has his own conceptions within samsara, where we take the standpoint is my point is from points, you know. But nah, from cause even from with my studies within, you know, there's an overlap within any person's culture and philosophy that if you go back to the book, you will go ahead and find that there is an overlapping and that no man is talking about nothing different. You know, it's about finding peace within nature and ultimate truth. And ultimate truth can't be said; it can only be experienced.
So what's after life?
What do you think is afterlife?
What do I think is afterlife?
Yeah.
I'll tell you after you tell me.
I'm going to tell me after you tell me. That's what I gotta say.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah,
No,
actually,
I
you
love
question.
I love how in your journey you have clearly studied a lot and you have come to your understanding not because someone told you like this is what is. You have come to your understanding because it is what you have journeyed in experience and discovery, and you have said this is what I believe.
Yeah.
And because so I'm asking you harder questions because you're at that point. Like other people, I would not ask them all these questions because I'm not trying to.
I might.
Yeah,
I
you
might
might.
be.
You
Yeah,
might.
yeah.
I tend to like. I am not trying to provoke. Yeah, I'm interested because I'm fascinated by what you're saying. So, what do you think is afterlife?
Oh my God! You want me to I think. Back when I was 21, I went on a psychedelic experience.
That was from.
Couldn't have been very long ago. You don't look that old.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just saying.
I'll be pushing 30 come December.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll be pushing 30 come
So,
December.
was the psychedelic experience due to some psychedelic takings, or was this like you were completely sober and you were taken into this experience?
No, I wasn't completely sober.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
from what I
okay, I'm just
understand from
asking.
No, you're fine. From what I understand from the yogis and Buddhas, is that there's ways to access certain mental parts of your mind, but like I said, I don't have a rishi with me anywhere. You know, everything I had, you know, bone tomahawk. You know, bone tomahawk is a phase for, you know, going the hard way. You know.
Okay, so you're in the psychedelic thing. What did you experience?
Hold on.
Oh, so sorry.
It was a lot
I'm
to
sorry.
experience at one
I am
time.
going to-
It was a lot to experience at one time. But it goes into my personal belief and standpoint on that the nature of reality is mental because we exist within the mind of God. And therefore, since we are existing within the mind or dream of God, we are created things from the perception of God.
Okay.
Same way how when you go to sleep at night, you have a dream that you think is matter. You feel me? You feel me? Your mind creates a simulation or another form of samsara or maya. You know, an understanding of a finite mind. If God is this infinite, almighty mind, you are a finite mind. If your mind is able to produce a dream or simulation of reality that it thinks is real for the moment being, that this reality right here can and be no different. But since we are subjected to the law of created things, like a cartoon in a cartoonist reality, we have to abide by those rules or limitations of the laws of physics. I believe what's after this is what you're able to believe will happen. It even says in the words, it's done unto man as he believes. I wrote it down into my journal. But as long as we continue to develop our minds on earth as it is right now, I believe we can create an afterlife for ourselves that we deserve. I believe everybody's, time after is different according to their own thoughts and beliefs that they have.
So how do we create ultimately you all want to be in the good place, right? I think there's a notion of a good place and a bad place, at least. Yeah. Many religions have that, right? How do you create these emotions or perspectives? That's the ultimate question, right? How do we get to the good place?
Socrates believed on keeping one's soul clean. As long as you don't betray one's own soul, you can definitely move on to higher mental and spiritual planes. But there's some individuals and entities, and I see they scratch at themselves when they do wrong. They can't believe it. Sometimes my brothers, they come to me and, they confess, take us, steal us, kill us. That there's a point within their lives that they can't get past only because they betrayed their souls. And Jesus have already forgave them. It's just about forgiving themselves that they can't get over.
So you believe in the forgiveness of Jesus?
You'd be a fool to be on be a spiritual initiative and not.
I think we're in alignment on that, right?
You'll be a fool. You'll be a fool.
Actually, essentially, that's what we're counting on as Christians, right? That's the only way, is the forgiveness of Jesus for what we've done, which we call sin, right? And so that's how. You asked Kim earlier to give her answer. I think we would agree on our answers. It's by faith in Jesus, right? In that forgiveness of, because we've all had a walk in life.
Cleanse of our soul.
Cleanse of our soul, right? That we can't do on our own.
The cleansing of the soul is definitely, because it's a lot of a strain. Innocence within being a spiritual initiative is good to an extent, because there's only so much mistakes you can make before you need that forgiveness.
Oh, so you can. Okay, hold on.
Innocence.
Okay.
Innocence or innocent?
Innocence.
INASENS?
No.
Oh, innocence. Okay.
Innocence.
So what are you hoping for?
Me? I'm already in the kingdom. I'm already in the kingdom. I'm just looking for my blessings. I'm just waiting for my blessing to come. That's all.
Okay, so we always end these podcasts with after we.
Hope your phone didn't get too hot.
Oh yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah, right.